When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
Oh, I'm sorry, they just couldn't stop staring. I'm like, what the
Now they want to act confused.
Come on, Grandma. My TikTok. My TikTok. How do I get off?
All right. welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I'm your host, beatzillapdx officially, and this is a news break. This one is very interesting at that. Let me show you this this picture here. This sister actually checks non-FBA'S about our culture. And she does a great job of doing so. So when I seen this video, I'm glad to see a non-FBA step into the mix to check some of the foolishness that we see that consistently goes on out here, that a lot of people either are in denial about that happens, or they just ignore and then want to ridicule us for you guys hate immigrants. No, it's not the case. And being an immigrant does not make you a tether, but being a tether will expose you being what you are, an anti-foundational Black American freedman individual. In that regard, when you're trying to pass yourself off as us, like this Sony Digital cat or character, then that makes you a tether. So this sister had a little bit to say to people like Sony Digital and others of his ilk that eat and have a career off of mimicking our culture, but then saying we have no culture. And you know, you've seen what Sony Digital's been saying here lately with he has those new woodchuck teeth in his mouth, and I guess he's really filling himself with his fresh new veneers that still obviously need to grind down the size. But nonetheless, he's taking his shots and taking his chances at going at foundational Black Americans. As I believe he's Nigerian. You were packed up before you even began, bro, but whatever. So let this sister tell it.
So I'm hearing that the guy who did the live stream with Nicki Minaj, the young guy, Kai Cenat, said that Black Americans have no culture. As a Caribbean girl who's born and raised here in the States, as someone who's traveled to 25 plus countries, baby, you was wrong. Guess whose culture, their customs, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way that the music that they made, like the traditions, are copied all over the world? The hairstyles, I mean the looks. Guess who is copied and admired all over the world? Sit down, baby, be humble, because it's not training culture. It's not Haitian culture. It's not South African culture. It's not nobody. It's all Black people. Of all the Black people, Black American culture is the most popular culture. Please stop.
Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless.
I'll turn that off. We got that music. But you see what Black folks have had to go through. This is our lineage and our culture. And also you see our culture of resistance. You understand what I'm saying? All of these things you see, this is us. Down to the way we rock our suits, our hairstyles over here. People, have y'all learned it and see these people who try to tell us about our inspirations over here? We're not inspired by y'all. That picture actually that they just showed you of those Black Panthers on that wall, that's from here. Those are Portland Panthers, by the way, if you didn't know. Yeah, so if people don't know that, you know, I remember somebody saying a while back they called this the Iceman land. Guess they don't understand that this was Panther land. See, and this is also the Chitlin circuit too out here, to where a lot of these greats are. You know, again, the Iceman land, when you think about that, Quincy Jones from the Iceland man. Ray Charles made his name out here from the Iceman land. Jimi Hendrix from the Iceman land. You realize my song The Cure, that's on Tyrone Hendrix record. That's our drummer. Same family. But you know, people get a little ahead of themselves sometimes, and that's okay. What we need to really recognize, though, is our culture. Our culture has absolutely been on full display for the world to see forever. And they've always had to use what we do. For an example, just earlier today, we were watching on TV, just flipping through, and there's some Special Olympic event coming on. It looks like they're in Mexico, but they've had some choir. Had some choir up here. They called themselves a gospel choir. You hear gospel choir, it comes from and denotes gospel music, which is a Black American created genre of music. It has zero ties or influence to any other place outside of this country or culture. And it was amazing that I watched this choir with absolutely no foundational Black Americans in it call themselves a gospel choir. That's like people that have no Black people in their band that have the word soul in their names, or people that have not a Black person in their band that have funk in the title of their band. I really look at that with a certain type of feeling. One would say appropriated. I look at that as being appropriated. You know, we see that here in my own city. I've done shows with bands like that have those names. And again, it's not like I'm over here standoffish, but there's nobody in their right mind in this city that don't know how I feel about it. Because y'all know that we are the bringers and authors and creators of soul and funk and hip hop. And we don't share that with anybody, especially around coming from this gospel music genre, such as myself, coming from the Black church. There's no outside influence in the Black church. As a matter of fact, we didn't start getting multicultural influences until somewhere around like the 90s. And that was really only in us trying to extend ourselves to the diaspora. And we used to do that through food. So let me go back. Actually, that would be late 80s, because at Maranatha was definitely ahead of its time. But we would do the international food gathering. See, so it was an event. When you have things that are a part of your culture, that's just an everyday thing. It's like attending Sunday service. It's routine. That is part of the culture. But they keep trying now to sell you is that all of the Puerto Rican influence and this African influence and this Caribbean influence was coming over here to influence us. I don't know how that happens when everywhere you will go on this planet has an influence of us on it. Not any all these other countries and groups. They're not where our influence is and where our image is, or I would say imitated our style of dress. If we go to any country abroad, anybody would, as a Black American, will decipher I'm an American over being a African or from the Caribbean. I can go anywhere in the world and they'll know I'm an American. So why is it that people are so confused? They say, but man, we all went to the same shit. Your white man can't tell the difference between me, Africa, and you from the Caribbean. They don't know the difference. They shoot us all the same. Well, what I got to say about that is, if I can go anywhere in the world and they'll know that I'm an American, why is it that the American white man all of a sudden can't tell the difference between the one particular group of black people on the planet that they have been around for 400 years? You'd have to be mighty ignorant not to know the difference, especially for somebody that you in such close proximity for about 200 years through way of slavery. That's very close proximity. They pretty much know the difference. How would you not know? If you work with Chinese people all your life, and then there's Japanese or Korean people to come along, you'll be like, oh, those people look Asian, but they're not these people. It's just, oh my God, when it comes to us, which is crazy. But I'm glad we have delineated. If y'all remember when I told y'all a few years back, FBA is closed. We're closed and under construction until further notice. Everyone else has lost their minds. And now, right now, we have people trying to suddenly use race-based initiatives when dealing with reparations. Family, the one reason why all of these people were actually saying, man, they never give us reparations because they can't do nothing based on race. All this Morris talk, you understand, because they don't represent black. And black is not a legal designation. So we can't get nothing because it's race-based and it's about black. And black doesn't have any legal standing in the court of law. Because black's legal dictionary. And at the end of the day, Freedmen is on the books. We don't have to talk about none of that. All of it's irrelevant because we're talking about lineage-based policies. So now what's happened? Oh, well, let's get back to race-based. No, we knew what the answer was and we got it. It's based on status. And you need to pay up because of status. And that goes to the 14th Amendment. So you can't misuse the 14th Amendment because the 14th Amendment is about those slaves and their descendants, which are those freedmen and the freedmen descendants. There is no putting anybody else into the reparations conversation. Dr. Greg Carr, that doesn't, and see, all of these people will say they're scholars and they're doctors and they got all this information, but the basic tie and principle of the 14th Amendment and reparations and freedmen status are very simple, cut and dry. But you have all of these highly educated people continuously trying to confuse you by lying. Dr. Greg Carr and all of your ilk are liars. They will do whatever they will do for the white liberal bosses, and then they'll come out here and tell you while stunning and trying to listen to what they do. Do you realize that all of these people, the Angela Rye's and all of them, all of this time, they've been fighting black empowerment? Their enemy is black empowerment. I hope you guys see them for what they are. When they come out talking as black people, they don't represent black people because the grassroots is right here. If they want to come touch down with us, they most definitely could have already. There's enough people that follow us on these internet streets. They know who we are. They know who all of us are individually. So with that, nobody's reaching out. So they don't have no interest in any kind of compromise with the grassroots because they are not grassroots. They are establishment. And so you can't be blue and black at the same time. We over here have the code, and your blue does not allow you to stick to the code. So needless to say, if you're coming to us off code, you're out. There's nothing to be done. And you've already shown yourself to be an enemy of the people. Now you have a lot of Democrat folks and these black people. You are actually showing America you are against them. Well, we are the freedmen, not black immigrants. And we don't represent immigrants at all because we represent American citizen status. And ain't nothing else. But if you can't understand that, well, I speak for myself. Beatzilla PDX official. Beatzilla PDX official show. Those of you in the chat and those in the grassroots and the voices of new black media, I'm certain I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Now remember, Babylon is fallen and Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? I know there's some of you that can. And some of you that would never admit to. So maybe you might need to find your way back to your homeland. Hashtag fire up the jet.
Happy birthday, we're celebrating you today. Like Dr. King holiday, we ain't gonna do any work today. Happy birthday today. It's your beautiful day, and we gonna party all day like it's a freaking holiday.
And again, I understand why a lot of these tethers like Roland Martin and those of his ilk are really upset. And it's because because of lineage base and the Freedmen status, cut them out, and there is no way around it because anything else is race-based. And that's not our situation. It also plays out with DEI and also affirmative action because we have citizen status. So when it comes down to country of origin, ain't got nothing to do with me. I always remember why they mad.
It's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Yeah. That's what you getting there, man. That is what you getting there. So we done gave it to you. We had our live earlier this week. That was good. We did about close to 3 hours Wednesday. So that was the live for the week. Of course, all these other videos will be airing. If you have not already went over to the new channel, that is Zilla Perspectives. You need to go subscribe to Zilla Perspectives if you have not done so yet. You got some content coming out this week, so make sure you get over there and tune in. Zilla Perspectives, Zilla Perspectives, Zilla Perspectives. Now, right now, you can follow me, though, of course, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. If you want to donate to this platform, you can most definitely do so by way of CashApp, $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. Once again, salute to all of the members. Thank you for your support. And peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you, everybody else, for tuning in and everybody else that rocks with this channel. I absolutely appreciate you. And that being said, we are going to skedaddle. So just popped in here real quick on the Saturday afternoon to chime in with the family. And never forget,
When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
Remember, when you see that, just simply do this. Family. Thank you so much. Y'all, keep your 3 smooth stones at the ready and keep that slingshot nearby. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed, prosperous, safe week. Peace.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.